All right. All right, what's up, YouTube? Hey, we back at it again. So, like I said, man, I got a session going on, real raw, uncut, you know how it go. All right, so, but what I'm talking about today is something that Steve Jobs said before he died, right? He said, eat your food as your medicine, otherwise you got to eat your medicine as your food, all right? That's before he died. He was going through a health crisis, had all the money in the world, but looking at his health, obviously you can see that that's the main thing. So all the money in the world, all the other stuff, yeah, it's cool to get it, but the main thing is your health, right? And so for us in this industry, a lot of time we struggle with wanting to charge people a certain amount of money, like setting your prices, and then always like coming up on the short end of the stick. Yeah, you want to make deals, you want to help people. I get it because that's how we are, and we already in the industry where we want to help people. So it's natural that when it comes to pricing and things of that nature, that you want to help people. So yeah, you're gonna take some cuts and some hits. But what I would say is, don't get so far into the helping that you don't help yourself, especially early on in the beginning. Because in the beginning, that's the main, like that's pretty much all you're trying to do, right? So you need to make sure that you take care of yourself. So you need to make sure that you have a way set up for clients to pay you, easily to track, things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, health is way more important than wealth. And so if that's the case, right? Let's say health is more important than wealth, and you're more important than the doctor, and all they're doing is pushing medicine, putting people through hospital, killing our people. As far as the medicine that they're giving them, hurting, doing more damage to the kidney than you are to whatever else other problem that you're trying to mask, right? So let's say that that's the issue. So that means fitness coaches, trainers, personal trainers, whatever field you in the health industry, chiropractors, all that stuff, right? Herbalists, whoever. We all should be on a pedestal and getting paid what doctors get paid, right? But we know that's not the scale per se. And there's a lot of trainers making money, $100 per client or whatever online program you have, but across the board, every trainer not get paid like that. But when you look at the average for what doctors get paid, and so forth, like it's gonna be pretty close. Or depending on which industry they choose to get into, specialization in surgery or whatever it is they do, right? But you know how that division goes. But they put it at a pedestal to where it's a lot of programs for them. They can use insurance and all type of stuff. In the fitness industry, we don't really have that benefit per se. Not saying there's not opportunities for us, but nowhere near the same level. And so what I would say is, if your health is valued at that level, you got to value health at that level, and so you got to value yourself at that level, and that's how you can get clients to pay and so forth. Is when you make it important for them and have them to understand that, like we just said, like I said when I opened up, either treat your food as your medicine or you're going to eat your medicine as your food. So if you get them to understand that, get them to understand the value that you have and the advice that you have and the leadership and the guidance that you have within this field, you shouldn't have a problem charging, right? And that's a big problem in the industry when you first come in, is actually charging people for your services. This is your service. This is your duty. This is what you do, right? They don't go to, a restaurant, eat and not pay, right? They don't go to Walmart and get groceries and not pay. Any industry you see out there, they pay for that service. So you as a coach, you got to understand your service is valuable. Where it's valued depends on what effort you put into your education, or how much you invest into the people, right? How much time you want to spend on whatever subject it is to master that subject to help people. That's going to be completely up to you. And then you dictate, the price and so forth based off of all the things that you feel are valuable to the people and that you hold value in, that you give to people, right? And so me, man, my faith is first and foremost. And I believe in the Most High God, right? And so in the scriptures, when you read it in Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 30, it says that health is above all gold, right? And that a sound body and sound mind is above all riches. And I believe that. And so if you had that type of mindset, right, that type of foundation, then you know and you understand that your value go way beyond anything that anybody could go purchase or any of that stuff, right? And when you really believe that and feel that way, again, it makes what you do more valuable. When you know your purpose, I don't care what it is. You could be a computer coder. You could be a computer analyst or whatever it is that you do. When you know that that's what you talented at, in and outs of computer coding and all the other stuff, and you know that you can go help companies build based off, you're not going to charge the least amount. You're going to charge what you feel like your value is across the board. Likewise in this industry. So we don't have to take, the bare minimum. You can build your business in boot camps as a professional boot camp runner, right, or whatever you want to call it. Build from that to the next step, which will be on your own facility or training at another facility, whatever it is you do, and always have some value because you know what your worth is. If you put yourself on the same pedestal as, again, as a doctor, right, the one who they go see when they're sick, right, and they need help, and all the doctor's going to do is give them medicine to mask the issue and so forth, why are you not more valuable? Because you're the one trying to get them ahead of that. You're the one telling them to eat a certain type of way or eliminate certain things out of your diet. You're the one that's telling them how you need to do X, Y, Z for heart health. And you also need to do this for muscular strength, so that when you get older, you don't become frail and, fall over and die, as they say in the studies that they show. So that's a lot of value right there that you have. And the more people that you help, the more valuable you become. So if that is the case, you got to see that yourself, and you got to put yourself on the same pedestal that they put those doctors on. Because again, all they're doing is masking the issue. They're not healing people. They just masking the issue. So you actually are more valuable than them, because you can actually help people, heal people, and so forth before they even get to that state. If you give them the right information, give them opportunity to actually exercise within that, realm of whatever you're teaching, to help them to live a healthy life. That's way more valuable. And for me, again, it go back to my faith. So like in the scriptures, it tell you, but this is the whole duty of man, that we fear God and we keep his commandments, right? And at the end of the day, we'll be judged for the things that we do that are good and the things that we do are bad. All right, cool. That's my whole duty, is to have reverence for the Most High God and to do good by people and do more good than bad. Okay, cool. Well, the industry I chose allows me to do that every single day. Every single day. So you should value what you do, just, again, as much as the physical therapist that's out there, the chiropractor that's out there, or whoever else. And I'll tell you this, when they go see a chiropractor or a physical therapist, right, because they had an injury, surgery, right, whatever it was, they go see this physical therapist or this chiropractor for a set amount of time. Once they get to a point where they get range of motion back, they get hypertrophy back, they get the strength back and so forth, guess what the next step is? There's a bridge, there's a gap that we feel, right? From rehab to performance. You bridge that gap how? By going to see the strength conditioning coach. They had a hurt back, chiropractor adjust them, put them through a couple things, give them homework, they start to get better. Guess what? They got to maintain their health. They're not going to the doctor to maintain their health, they're going to the local coach, trainer, right, or whoever it is that they deal with to maintain their health. And that's us, that's our industry. So again, we got to see the value, we got to understand what our place is in the industry and not let people devalue you, right? Now, I ain't saying don't help people out, because that's what we do. So it's going to come a time when you got to help people out financially, right? You got to do certain things. I do it all the time, but I still value myself enough to make sure that certain things are getting taken care of, so that my house is taken care of, the business taken care of, the coach is taken care of, all these things taken care of. And if I don't value myself, then that don't happen. And so what I would say is, when you're setting your rates, make sure you understand what it is that you need, how you're trying to grow. And then as far as like the impact that you have with others, yeah, you can stretch your arms out and bring as many people in as possible, right? Let's say you got a boot camp and you got 20 people, 30 people. And in the beginning, you were charging $25 just to get people coming. Hey, well, look, I got 25 people now, 30 people now. I only had 10 when I started. I need to get more equipment. I want to advance the boot camp. You had these conversations with your members so they understand that it's not just a money grab. The reason why I'm doing this is so that I can get more for us, right? So you can establish and do more things for the people that you're trying to impact. You had those type of conversations with them. They understand that you're a legit person. You've been out here putting in the work with them. They had no problem investing in you, right? And then eventually it's going to get to a point where you got to ask for bigger investments, which that's where I'm at right now, right? And it's a different type of conversation, but it's still the same thing, right? It's still, hey, I'm trying to impact more people. I need X, Y, and Z. In order for me to get that, I need this amount of money that'll help me get to this point where I can actually bring in more money, and then I can pay you back, short-term loan, whatever, by the end of the year. And then you keep building relationships like that, so that when you need more and more and more, you have it. And they value what you do more than you even know, right? But you know what it is. It's your boy, Coach D. Make an excuse or make a way.